Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Divine Journey. So since last episode, I have done a lot of work over here. If you notice, all these are filled out. And, I've got everything, even down to Terminus. We actually have some Terminus at the moment. So if you take a look here, whoops, I don't want Lux. Terminus, we have 20 at the moment. That's because we had Ethereal Essence that had Terminus. Also, Aurum. I went ahead and automated Aurum. If we pop back here, you can see that Aurum is cooking up through the Ethereal Essence. And what I've got, I'll actually pop back here, just because it's slightly different. It's pretty straightforward, but it's slightly different. Export bus with a redstone card, like we had been doing. And then I've got a fuzzy card right here set to just match any. So any Ethereal Essence is getting pumped into this to make Aurum. Essentia. These other two, like right here at the end, I don't have anything in those because I'm waiting to see like what exactly we need. A lot of, because a lot of this Essentia we're not going to need just tons of. There's still a few things that are not automated, but what I'm going to do is after I figure out what two I'm going to put in these last ones that I need, just constantly coming in, then we're going to have all the other ones coming in, and we're going to do that a little bit differently. So basically, what's going to happen is any Essentia types that we need, like I imagine Terminus, I don't know anything at the moment, since that's an Avaridia Essentia. I don't really have anything at the moment that produces Terminus that comes to mind. Probably once we start getting into a little bit more Avaridia stuff, we might come across some of that. But actually, I bet Tudaman we're probably going to put into one of these. Maybe. I don't know. I think it's mainly for armor, which I don't know that we'll have to craft just tons of armor. But anything that we have left that's not coming from these last two, I think we have about, it's about 8, 9 Essentia types, looking at the list here, that are not currently just constantly coming in. So anything else, we're just going to have it set up to item conduits and all these alchemical furnaces, because they're not all running all the time. They'll just get pumped into those and just sent into the system that way. We'll cover that once we get to it. But I've got these 2 extra, that I'm waiting on filling before I figure out what all items we need to cook down, kind of as the extra Essentia. And also, I filled this out. This is completely filled on both sides, all different Essentia types. There's 2 Essentia that is not present, that are not present on this, and that is Terminus and Tempestus. Terminus, of course, I didn't really have 64 Terminus, and I didn't want to use it on a jar, and then in addition, I don't have any space. Technically, I could set some stuff up here, or I could maybe set Terminus and Tempestus like right in here, but for decorative purposes, this is filled out now. So, and I quite like it. Kind of as a centerpiece of this room. So really, once we get those 2 Essentia put in, and then set up like a little small system to pump extra items in and stuff like that, this room will be done. This room will be completely done. So, as far as laying it out and everything. So, yeah, I got all that sorted out, and the jars sorted out, and then I did a bit of work, just kind of behind the scenes type work, between episodes, some stuff like that. I worked on, I've got, right now I've got storage cells being crafted. The 256Ks, I've got those crafting, and then I'll let the logic processors build back up, and then I'll make more. So, I'm going to have to expand those logic processors, but I was like, do I want to do that now, or wait a minute? I haven't done it yet, but I will. And then, let's see, I think today, I was doing some thinking, and I think today what we're going to do, we're going to start working towards endgame, of course, because we're at the point late game / endgame where we're working on Draconic Evolution, RF tools, and dire crafting. Lots and lots of dire crafting for creative items. And if we take a look in here, what I want to start working on today is I want to start kind of clearing out these tabs as we work towards the endgame. I want to start working on this. This right here. More Master Than Faker, the Master Infusion Stone. Okay, this thing takes... There's actually only 2 things on here that are going to be a pain. That's going to take some effort. First up, the unstable ingot block. Technically, I could craft this without too much effort. Let me see. How many unstable? We have 2. But I can easily craft these things. It's not a big deal. But I think it's time that we craft the Pseudo Inversion Sigil. I've kind of put it off. That's the first thing that I want to do today. Okay, so we're going to start out with that. And let's pull this up. The Pseudo Inversion Sigil. And if you hold shift on this, you can actually see the entire thing. It's a big ritual that we have to do. I've done it in other series. It's not terribly difficult. But let's go ahead and start getting the stuff together that we're going to need for this. And we're going to go ahead and just knock this out. First thing, let me grab this backpack. I don't think... This one has some stuff in it. This wasn't my mining backpack. This was... Oh, I think this was when our tools... We lost our tools there for a little while. And I crafted that backpack and then I must have just thrown it in there. Okay, so what we're going to need is a couple chests. Just 4 of those. And then we're going to need to get ourselves string... redstone, kind of running off memory here at the moment, and then we're going to have to get the actual items that go into the chests, and then we're going to want a beacon. So one of these, and what am I missing? Mana diamond. Make me 1 mana diamond block. Okay, and there's our beacon. And then I'm also going to want our division sigil. This one has 181 uses remaining. Pretty sure we can use one that's been used like that. I don't think it's a problem. Okay, so then what we're going to need is the different chest stuff. And you're going to have to put in 12 items into each chest. So first up, in the first chest, we're going to need stone, glass, hardened clay, charcoal. I'm going to have to cook that clay up, which is fine. Iron ingot, gold ingot, cooked pork chop. I'm going to have to cook that pork chop up as well. And then we're going to need the brick item, cooked fish, cactus green, steak. I don't think you actually need this many. I think you just need 12 of them. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is more than 12. I do believe. Steak, cooked chicken, baked potato, and nether brick item. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 14. I'm pretty sure it's only 12 of them that you actually have to have. But like I said, I could be wrong on that. So let me go ahead and just organize this. So chest, all these items go in the chest, and then we have 5 more there. So we'll put that chest right there. Okay, and then for the next chest, we are going to need grass block, dirt, sand, gravel, gold ore, iron ore, coal ore, lapis ore. Which chances are I'm going to have to actually go mining for this stuff. There's coal ore. And I think that's about all I've got at the moment. That's fine. Okay, and what else? Let's see. Gold, iron, lapis, obsidian, diamond ore, redstone ore, clay, the block, and emerald ore. Yeah, I'm just going to need all the different ore. Is there any easy way to get emerald ore by chance? Nether emerald ore. I've got my silk touch pick. Alright, let's pop down. Let's see, I'm actually thinking about maybe going into the nether. I don't know. Okay, I'm in extreme heals. This shouldn't take very long. Okay, last one I was looking for was lapis. Finally found it. And we'll grab that. There we go. Okay, so that should be everything. There is, let's see. Grass, dirt, sand, gravel. Yep, 13 and 13. Good. Good stuff. Alright, let me just warp back. You can see my pick's just about broken here. That's fine. That's okay. Alright, and actually, I want to pop over here and get this stuff smelted up real quick. So, baked potato, chicken, fish, and then pork chop and clay. Okay, there we go. And we'll put down another chest. We're working on our third chest now. It's pretty... Honestly, the Pseudo Inversion ritual is super easy to get all the stuff together. And honestly, it's pretty easy to do once you get to this point. You know, once you have all the things and you're pretty well geared in modded Minecraft. Because we are going to have to do a bit of fighting. Okay, for the third chest, we are going to have to place any 12 of the 62 vanilla potions in it. I'm pretty sure it's just 12 total from the list. So I don't think we actually need all these things. I think just 12 would do the trick. But anyways, let's take a look at our potion here. Potion of healing. Actually, kind of sort this out a little bit. Potion of Swiftness, I think that's a vanilla Minecraft potion. Potion of Healing rank 2. Potion of Strength, that sounds good. I think Awkward Potion counts. Potion of Weakness. Potion of Regeneration. Splash Potion of Harming. Rank 1 Potion of Regeneration. Potion of Weakness we already did, right? Yeah. Potion of Invisibility. Is that vanilla Minecraft? I don't know. That's the worst thing, is you don't know which ones are vanilla Minecraft. Fire Resistance. Sounds good. Healing. Did we already do a rank 1 healing? Yes. Splash Potion of Regeneration. Splash Potion of Strength. Splash Potion of Fire Resistance. Let's go ahead and craft. Let's order a Thick Potion. Let's order a Potion of Night Vision. Sounds good. Okay. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 13. And then there was also a Splash Potion of Swiftness. And the Potion of Invisibility. I'm going to go ahead and take those. Surely I've got 12 that are vanilla Minecraft. So we're just going to wing it. I don't need it. Okay. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Then we just have to come back and get another potion. You know, we'll know. Chances are we'll know it's the potions that are what's not up to par. And then place all 12 vanilla music discs in the western chest. Okay. All 12 music discs. So there's 13, which is the one that everybody tends to always have. Cat I do not have, but you can see we can do this with Creeper and Skeleton Essence. Okay, so what we're going to do is Creeper Seeds, got those. And Skeleton Seeds we do not have, okay. To make these. Benicio, 4 Skeleton Skulls, 4 Imperio. There's our 4 Imperio, and then our Skeleton Skulls, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do this, because we can just craft all the music discs using those essences. This is one case where we're going to use the essences, because I hate music disc farming. I used to build the, like, in vanilla Minecraft, build the little, like, music disc generation rooms where you have like the skeletons killing the creepers. They're really not fun to build. Honestly, they'd be a whole lot easier in modded because you could do the spawners, but even still, I'd rather just do essences. It's a whole lot less of a hassle. Alright, so we'll just drop this stuff into the runic altar. Benicio seed, that. There we go, it's going to start crafting. And here in just a moment, we'll get our skeleton seeds. There we go. Skeleton seeds. Okay. And then let me just get a water bucket. We're just going to do this the really easy way. It's not like I need a ton of this stuff. And then I'm going to want magical fertilizer. That's not automated. Okay. Let me pop over here. Stuff's really easy to craft. I'm going to need more bone meal. Go ahead and give me like 1,000 of that. Oops. And there's a stack of magical fertilizer. And then right over here, we'll just put down our water. Till that out. And then we'll just plant our seeds. Oh yeah, this isn't with crop sticks. Go ahead and make me some of these. And if I was to put these on crop sticks, does this work? I sure hope so. No seed planted. That's creeper essence, that's not the seed. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm just going to trim all this stuff back a little bit, since we're not leveling those things anymore. And let me grab, just for a moment here, let me grab our imaginary time block. We'll make this really, really easy. Alright, so right here, we'll just set this down. That's going to keep everything grown. And give me just a moment while I harvest up a bit of this stuff. Not going to take a ton of it. Okay, I've got 44 of each. That should be plenty. Didn't take very long. Let's go ahead. Let's see, music discs, C418 cat. Let's go ahead and order that. And, no, that's not even remotely what I wanted. I want this. And I'm going to need some cactus greens. Whoops. Go ahead and order that. There is C418 cat. Alright, and then next up, C418 blocks, which is going to take an orange dye. There's that. And then C418 chirp, I do have that one. C418 far. There's that one. C418 maul. And there we go. C418 Malloy. I've got that one. That's from Britannia. Okay. C418 Stall. There's that. C418 Strahd. Then we've got C418 Ward. There's that. C418 11. And then C418 Wait. Okay. So there is all the music discs. Easy as pie. Once you get those creeper essences. If you had to manually get these, I mean, like without the essences, I've had to do that before. It's not awful, but it's not terribly fun either. Where are we at on 2048 Zakar? Okay. I may start getting those upgraded to like the death protection poppets instead of just having them in the, in the Zakar crystal form. And then we need the redstone, the string, and then we're good to go. Okay. So let me go ahead. I am probably maybe going to want a ranged weapon. I'm going to bring one just in case. And then let me get just like 5 stacks of golden nuggets will be fine. Alright, and then we just need to go to the end, which let me open this up. The stronghold. Go ahead and turn that on. This isn't too bad to do. And it's going to help us a lot because we're at the point now where we're going to start using a lot of those unstable, stable ingots. And we definitely want an easier way than having to craft those each time, like, manual. Hey, now. Oh, and by the way, since we're here, I never got to show you this because we never came through here. This is the Ender Shard setup. Just right here. It's pretty much the exact same as the Pigmen. It's just spawning Endermen instead of Pigmen. So... Alright, so we need a small little flat space. Right over here looks perfect. And let's go ahead and grab our backpack out. And let's get our beacon. We'll just put this is going to be the center point of our ritual. And then, let's see, how far out does the chest need to make? 4 blocks of space between the beacon and a chest. Okay, so let's grab our first chest. And this is going to be the northern chest. So we need to face the north, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and put a chest down. And inside of this chest, we are going to put all of these things. And actually, the steak just went to my thing of steaks. There you go. One of those. Okay, and then next up is the chest in the south. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Dump those out. And that's going to be all these ores and stuff. We go in this one, and the gravel and all that. And then next up we have the chest in the east. Right over here, let's grab 2, 3, 4. That. And then we're going to put all these potions into there. And then lastly, we have the chest in the west. 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. And then we're going to... these things. Okay. Anyways, back to what I was trying to do here. Okay. So there we go. The chests are laid out now. And then we just have to do the string and redstone. So you need to lay out a spiral of redstone and string around the beacon, and then shift right click the beacon and blah blah blah. I don't think either of these has to go in a specific... let's see, I think it's like come out 2 and then do the spiral, I think is... like string like that, and then we would have string... right there, and then redstone, redstone. And then, I hate laying this out, to be honest. So the redstone comes out like that. And then I think this is right. If not, I'll have to check it, but pretty sure. Okay, maybe something like that, I think. And then shift right click the beacon. If you laid out everything correctly, it will ask for a sacrifice. Kill an iron golem in the ritual area. Oh yeah, I forgot about the iron golem. Well, I may have to pop back over to the overworld. Stabilization ritual. Everything checks out. Ritual markings. 36, 64, 64. Is that right? Let me bring these over a little bit more. Because I think it's supposed to be 64, 64, 64 for the ritual markings. So we'll bring that out like that. Then if we check it. Oh, 56. Okay, something interesting. Look at this. These guys that are flying around drop in portal frames when you kill them. Not all the time, like, but they can drop them. See if I can get another one here. Okay, there's no more of them. I'm gonna have to set those guys up in spawners. I may grab a soul vial. I don't think I have one on me. No, but if they drop in portal frames, like I was planning on using a teleposer to move the in portals over, but if they drop them... Well, anyways, this is how you lay this out. Okay, so bring it out 3 right there. Oh, man. There we go. And then if you shift right click this, it says everything is prepared, sacrifice one who would sacrifice himself. It's 64, 64, 64. So just bring it out and then just kind of spiral it around to like right here. And then the same with the string right there. So everything's in order. Now I just have to go get the stuff to make an iron golem, which I guess I'll just pop back through. Okay, here we go. I did bring a soul vial. I'm going to capture one of those guys so we can set it up in a spawner. I mean, like I said, I was planning on just using a teleposer and just moving the in portal. Because I have done that in the past. That works fine. But since those guys drop in portal frames, like, why not just make more in portals? Let's see. Where are my guys at? Well, sure they're flying around somewhere. Let's go ahead and we'll set up our iron golem. So we'll just put him... Oops. It's pretty much a wither made out of iron with a pumpkin head. And then... There we go. And you can see it's still Division Sigil activated. It says the siege has begun in the end. And now what we have to do is we have to kill lots of things. Lots and lots of things. Oh man, I'm taking like some damage right now. Oh, and my inventory's bugged. That's awesome. Okay, I can do that. And then let me go ahead and put the Golden Fury on my bar. Oh, I got into the Witch's Hand. I was like, wait a second. Why do I have 2 of these? But that's right. Okay. And so now we have mobs all over the place. And I think... Oh, you can't hit Enderman with that. It's too bad. But you can see it's counting up kills right now. So right now we have 11 kills. We should have to kill all these mobs. And they're going to keep spawning in mass. There's going to be a lot of mobs running around. And we have to kill 100 of them. We have to kill 100 mobs. This is actually super easy if you have the Draconic Evolution stuff already. I sadly do not. You can see that everything can spawn when this is going on, like zombies, skeletons, all that stuff. I don't think these guys actually even count. The Divine RPG guys do, though, I noticed. I just got an Enderman head off of one of those. Amazing. Amazing. I think Divine RPG is taking up a lot of the spawns right now, which isn't awesome. There we go. I love this ranged weapon just because it fires so fast. Oh, my inventory's working again. Yay. Alright, let me just throw this bow down. I want this guy. There we go. We got a soul vial with ender triplets. I'm going to have to run those through so that we can get ourselves an end portal. Oh, that's not counting. That Golden Fury is not counting for kills. That's not good. Look at that giant zombie. Well, we'll just go ranged weapon. That's fine. I mean, I pretty much one-shot like everything. Silverfish. That works. Oh man, that guy hits like a truck, I think. I think that was him that did all that damage. You'll notice they get speed increases too. Like, this is actually a terrible, terrible ritual to have to do without flight. Like, to be perfectly honest, I'll just do a bow in there. Okay, we are up to about 60 kills right now. Oh, I got a zombie soul vial. Or a zombie soul, I mean. Oh, there's Blaze. There goes my inventory again. Oh, you know what I just realized? I'm not even wearing my good armor. No wonder I'm taking like so much damage. I'm wearing my Thaumcraft armor. Yes. I love it. I'm pretty awesome at doing that too. Like, I have a really bad habit of that. About any time I throw on my Thaumcraft armor, you better believe the next time I got to fight things, I'm going to forget to take it off. And I'm going to be rocking it. Oh, we got zombie pigmen. Now the nether is starting to spawn. A bit. Okay, we're up to 84 kills. 85, 86, 87. Okay, we're up to 90. Might actually have to repair this armor once we get back. I'm not for sure right now because I can't see my inventory, but... Alright, 99, 100. And do we need one more kill? I think we do. I think it's 101 technically. There we go. The sigil is stabilized. The siege has ended in the end. So now if we take a look, we have the Pseudo Inversion sigil. This one has infinite uses and can craft the stable ingots so that we don't have to... basically, we don't have to deal with stuff exploding anymore. Like, that's never going to be a thing again. Okay. By the way, is the end portal the Eldritch portal? Creative portal placer. Okay. Well, anyways, I'm going to pop back through. I've done what I came to do. And, let's see. I think that's it that it's used to make. Yeah. But see, normally, there is a recipe to craft this with golden singularities, earth crystal blocks, eternal stone, but you can just kill those mobs, and they drop them. It's like magic. Alright, let me warp over here. I've noticed warping from the end causes it to kind of like get all stuck, so I'll come through the portal and then I will teleport over. Alright, I'm going to put that portal frame into there. I need a few more before I can actually use it, but let's actually pop over here. I want to set that into our MFR system for a little while and see if we get let's see, Safari Net, reusable, and I want to see if we get some in portal frames, because that would be pretty awesome to start building those up. There we go. I mean, it could be that they have to be in the end when you kill them, or something, you know, to that effect, or I don't know, but we're going to try it in there. They're getting slaughtered. Okay, right now we have one in portal frame. We'll let that run for a little while, and we'll see if we get more of them coming in. Oh, by the way, I did add Solignolias to the front of this. Just so my, well, my ring still messes with it, as you can tell, but can't be helped. Let's pop into here, and let's get ourselves... I'm actually going to set up a pattern here. So, if you want to make those ingots, just iron divided by diamond and our Pseudo Inversion sigil, and that makes Mobius Unstable Stable ingots. And there we go. We'll go ahead and encode that, and we can drop it into our molecular assembler. And that way we don't have to craft these anymore. There we go. And let's also do another recipe and say that if you take 9 of these, you get a unstable ingot block. Encode, and we'll drop that into the molecular assembler as well. Okay, so now if I was to order unstable ingot block, and we give it just a moment here, there we go. And you'll see we still got our sigil, everything's good, and we got our unstable ingot block. So now ordering those is going to be so much easier. So much easier. Okay, and I came over to the AE building. So let me grab this. That goes right in the center. Because what I want to work on first, I want to start getting into a little bit of dire crafting. I want to work on our extreme, or master infusion stone. So this right here. This is kind of a priority at the moment. And that's so that we can set all this stuff up. Or not that, this. Because I want to start changing over this Magnesio, breaking it down, like compacting it to make the Zavicio. Because we really don't need all that as Magnesio. So let's go ahead, take a look at the Master Infusion Stone. There are these concentrated bat balls. Now are these are only used for this, it looks like. So I'm just going to handcraft these. Let's go ahead and get, say, 4 of those. I don't know if I want to craft a couple of these, or if I just want to start with one, or how I want to do this. We'll start with one, and then I might decide to craft another one or two, because it depends on how I want to compact this. If I want to compact it outside the system to free up like space and time and stuff like that, but I don't know yet. I'm not for sure. And then we're going to need some nether star blocks. Let's grab these. Those go right there. Kind of excited to get into dire crafting. It's so intense though. And then we are going to need to get ourselves 12 glowing mangaloy. I mean, this really isn't too bad to craft at this point. I mean, we're going to have to craft those cores. That's going to be the worst part, because we do have a few steps to get that crafted, which we're going to tackle that next. I just want to get the rest of the stuff laid out first. So the glowing mangaloy is crafting up. There we go. There's 12 of those. And then I would love like an add-on where if you're doing dire crafting, you could save like a dire craft to the table and like see it over to the side or something. That would be so handy. So you don't have to type it in every time. Alright, so glowing mangaloy like that. And then we are going to need to get ourselves bedrockium. I want to get the bedrockium blocks. Blocks of bedrockium. Okay, you know what? I taught it how to break down bedrockium, but I did not teach it how to... Or I think I did at some point, and then maybe I got rid of the recipe or something. Which I'm not for sure. We may have to revisit our cobbleworks and bump it up like a bit, because... I mean, I've got a decent amount of octuple compressed, and actually not all of it's in the system now that I think about it. So that's probably a lot of it. Check something real quick. That's probably a lot of the problem right now. Well, I don't have more than I've got anyways. Yeah, see, I've got 7 octuple compressed right here. I just don't have it being sent over. So I've got 12 right now altogether, which isn't great. I mean, I've had that running for a while. It's not the fastest system in the world, so we may have to make like a small dedicated area. I mean, now that we're reaching... That little setup was fine for before, whenever I was like occasionally making like a bedrockium drum or something like that. But now that we're at the point for like in-game, we may have to revisit some things. So, alright, there's a block of bedrockium, and we'll just drop that into there. Okay, so now, let me order... Go ahead and send me 3 more of those. I think that's probably the most expensive part. The cores are pretty bad too, but honestly I think the worst part of this Master Infusion Stone is the 4 blocks of bedrockium. Like, that's pretty rough, honestly. Okay, so there's that. And then all we need, I think, is just the cores. We need 8 awakened cores, and then we need 4 extreme infusion stones. These aren't too bad, but I do have to tier these up. So I'll work on that. Let's see. I've got 1 extreme infusion stone. Yeah, but I need 4. Okay. Just put that right into there. Okay, and then the awakened cores. Okay, this is where we start getting into some newer stuff. Draconic Evolution. Let me pop over to the Thaumcraft area. And yeah, I need to be more careful about going out in my sanguine armor. Like, it's terrible. Those cores are actually somewhat expensive too. I've looked at the recipe and it's like, like the awakened cores require 4 wyvern cores, a Wyvern energy core, which isn't too bad, and then a block of awakened draconium and 3 awakened draconium ingots. So, I mean, at best, you're going to get like 3 crafts per dragon kill. Like 3 of these awakened cores. Like, it's pretty expensive. Okay, so we're going to make ourselves our very first Wyvern core. Now, these things aren't too bad. 4 blocks of draconium, 4 draconic cores, and then we need some essentia. That's why I went ahead and automated Aurum, because, you know, we are going to need a few of these things. So let's go ahead and order ourselves 3 more of these cores. And then we're going to need a nether star. And we're going to need a block of, or a couple blocks of draconium, right? These aren't charged, are they? They're just straight up, yeah, straight up standard. Actually, I'm gonna come over here. Well, no. I don't want our wireless terminal, like, changing the recipe, because it'll be like, oh, they're charged now. Well, actually, I guess what I could do, as long as they don't go into my inventory, the wireless charger's not going to get them, so. Let's go ahead, and we're going to say that if you take 1 nether star, 4 draconic cores, processing pattern, 4 of those, and then you take 2, 3, 4 draconium blocks, and I think that's all that we need, right? Wyvern core, yes, just those things. So you take those, and we'll leave that in there. And I was debating about setting up a new altar for this setup, but honestly, what this altar is crafting, if you take a look here, if I can, well, I can't get back there very easily. Let me actually go underneath. And let's change over to wolf form. I love that. I love that feature so much. What did I pick up? Oh, my armor. Duh. If you take a look right here, the things that it's making, celestial pearls, ritual chalks, a tuned stone, acre bulb. I mean, a tuned stone, we're going to use a fair amount of that. It's not really terrible, but we will use a fair amount of it. Acre bulbs. I was debating originally about setting up a new infusion altar for this, but I decided we're going to go with this one. We're going to leave it as this one, at least for right now, and then depending, we may end up changing it up a little bit, and having, like, you know, more of a dedicated altar for this. For making the cores, I'm not for sure though. For right now, I'm just going to leave it in this altar. So we already have nether stars going into the central pedestal, so then we just have to come through and we have to set, this is the inverter area. That's an inverter too. Oh, it's, the center is right up in there. I'll tell you what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to pull this stone up, because the zombie heads will stay there. That way we can get up underneath this a little bit easier. And actually, there we go. Now we can really move around in here. Alright, so this central platform, this is, okay, it's got the nether star in there, and then the export bus, we'll have to put our core into that once that's crafted for the first time. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, well, actually it's already got nether star set. So really I just have to set the core, and really I don't even necessarily have to set the core. Honestly, since that nether star is already put in there, that's going to help out things a lot. I may not have to set anything in there. So let's go ahead and lay this out for the first time, so we can at least get the core crafted. So nether star, then we're going to have draconic cores, and then let me get the draconium that we need. There, and there. And there we go. It's going to start crafting our very first Wyvern core. And we do have a quest for this, I believe. We'll take a look here. Let's see, preferred by dragons. Wyvern core. Yes, craft one of these, we get 10 draconium for that. Then we're going to have to teach you how to make Wyvern energy cores as well, which really aren't that hard. We've already got the infrastructure for that. We just have to plug it all in. So it's not really a big problem to do that. Okay, there is our very first Wyvern core. Oops. Okay, let me pop back into this form. And we're going to go put this into the filters down here. And, okay, I got all my sanguine armor. I always forget to, like, wait on my armor for just a minute. And what we're going to do is, right here, we're going to say, you can take Wyvern cores, and then this right up here. Which realistically, I guess we don't necessarily have to put it into this. This is priority of 0, whereas this interface is priority of 100. Yeah, I don't really have to put the outputs. The inputs I should put in there. The outputs I don't necessarily have to do that. So we're going to say you can import Wyvern cores. And then that's pretty much it, I think. And then we just have to go finish out the recipe. So let's pop through down here. And we'll say that makes a Wyvern core. Encode. There we go. Okay. And then, whoops, interface terminal, Celestial Pearl. Drop that into there. And then if we were to order ourselves another Wyvern core, you can see our items are ordered. And let's go ahead and order like 5 Wyvern cores or something. I don't know. A few of them. You can see it just ordered lamb crystals. It's crafting those. So, good stuff. Very, very good stuff. Okay, so our very first quest here, or not our very first quest, our quest for the Wyvern core is done. Let's go ahead and claim that. And then for the Wyvern energy core, do we want to go ahead and set that up? Does this core, I'm more worried about the Awakened core right now. It does take the Wyvern energy core. So we are going to need one of those. So Fluid Transposer with Destabilized Redstone will make us that. Not a problem. So let's pop over here, and we're going to set up a quick recipe. I'll start it over here, I guess. So, pattern terminal, processing. If you send it a Wyvern core, and then all we have to do is just pop over here and get this thing ran through. It's only going to take a second. It's really not a difficult recipe. I'm not for sure how much redstone does it actually take. I didn't look at that, but this, yeah, I'm not for sure. It doesn't actually tell me, but probably a little bit, but that's okay. That's fine. So we have dedicated fluid transposers just to make it easy. Actually put our armor back on. So this one right here, let's see. We have 80,000 in there at the moment. They do take a second to craft, but it takes about 30,000 millibuckets of destabilized redstone. It's not too bad. Not too bad. It's actually quite a bit of redstone, though, in truth, but luckily I don't think we're going to be making those constant anyways. And the nice thing is what we're doing right now is really going to kind of open up Draconic Evolution for us too, like in the process of doing this. Alright, so Wyvern Energy Core, that's how you make that in code. There we go. And we'll drop that into somewhere. Oh wait, I need to put it into... oh, let's see. Do I have that? I have that pumping into a no, not a magma crucible. I guess it's a chest. Maybe not. What am I pumping? Oh wait, it's a fluid transposer, right? Yeah, okay. And it should be this one. Redstone Energy Cell Frame. We'll drop it into there. Okay. So now that's sorted. And if we take a look here, this should be done, right? It's actually still going into this. Which is not... Okay, it did drop it into there. So we got a Wyvern core. What we're waiting on right now is it's crafting lamb crystals. Basically, I'm going to have to tell it to keep like so many of those on hand because we are crafting through those like at a decent rate. We're going to be going through those at a decent rate to make all those cores. So I'm either going to need to say like keep this many Wyvern cores on hand or keep this many like lamb crystals on hand. Because I think that's going to be the big point that kind of slows everything down is crafting all these lamb crystals. Okay, so I'm going to let that stuff craft because like we've got, how many, oops. There we go. How many dragon hearts do I have? I have 1 dragon heart. And let's see. Let's go ahead and actually automate making the charged draconium blocks as well. So right here, let's say if you take draconium, just 1 block of that, then you're going to get a block of charged draconium. We'll go ahead and encode that. And then what we're going to do is let's make ourselves... let's see, do I want to make a separate vibrant capacitor bank? And let me get a chest, which this system, this little setup that we're going to be doing, I will say we're going to end up moving this a bit later on. And that's because we're going to be moving where our power is set up. And it's going to be like drastically different. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and set this up so our system knows how to make these charged draconium blocks because we are going to be needing quite a bit of these here fairly soon. So let's just pop over to our little workshop building, our little Cobbleworks building, which is presently running. That's one of the problems. We're going to be getting rid of that Nether Star generator setup, and we're going to be moving over into reactors here soon. Might even link into this item conduit line that's right here. I think this is the one that's handling... What is this one handling? Oh, it's handling the Nether Stars, bringing the Nether Stars over. So let's see. Right there's our Vibrant Capacitor Bank, which is going to kick on, and I'm going to get Wither. Wither 3, that's awesome. Okay, well what we're going to do is we're going to set up an interface, and we're going to have it setting just right here is fine. Let's grab our Certus Quartz Wrench. We'll pop that. So it's going to face off in this direction. And this is where our recipe is going to be. So send a Draconian block, you get charged Draconian block. And we'll set our chest right there. And I will say that this setup is probably always going to be plugged up to a Nether Star generator, but eventually that's not going to be part of our power system. It's just going to be a dedicated capacitor bank for charging up Draconium. But for right now, this will be fine. And then here pretty soon, we're going to move all this over. Probably in the next few episodes anyways. This is all, what, green channel, right? Yeah, this is all green channel. So we're going to say that you are going to extract on the black channel. And then you're going to come over, disable. We'll say that you're going to insert on the white channel. So extract is black, insert is white. And then let's go ahead and get ourselves just a filter. And let me grab a piece of that charged Draconium. So it's inserting on white, extracting on black. And I guess we could put the filter right here. So insert white, you can insert charged Draconium blocks, which is a separate block than, you know, Draconium, or Draconium that's being charged. And then we'll put an item conduit right back there, and we're going to say that you can insert on black. I'm sorry, that's extract. You can extract on white. You can insert on black. And we'll go ahead and set to always active. And then, let's see, I don't want that to connect. And then all we have to do is just connect this cable over. Like that. And that's pretty much it. That setup is done. Very, very simple. Okay, let me get out of this place. Which actually, I've got this. I'll just teleport out of here. Okay, now if I was to take a look here, charge Draconium. Clean up my inventory here. Let's go ahead and order one block of charged Draconium. Now if we take a look here, in just a moment we should see, let's see, what's it doing currently? It's crafting charged Draconium apparently. Question is, where did it send it? That's what I would like to know. You'll notice this thing eats through Nether Stars. Like it's just going out of style. Okay, it pumped it right there. Extract, always active. Okay, now, let's teleport out of this place. It's probably really kicking through some power right now. Take a look, there's our Draconium block. So it's charging that thing up. And it's going to be, like, just nomming down some power. Honestly, I don't know. I may have to revisit power before this is really effective because, like, it's not burning Nether Stars anymore. Yeah, and then it's not going to... Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to change this up a little bit because I have it set so that it basically pulses once it gets below a certain point. I may have to change that up a little bit. I will have to change that up a little bit. That's fine. That's okay. I'll change that up. Because, like I said, we're going to be revisiting power here soon. I would like to do some reactor work. So yeah, we're going to have to do that probably in the next couple episodes. Because we're going to need a lot of power as we move into Draconic Evolution for all those charged Draconium blocks. So, yeah. We'll get started on that soon. Because I've kind of relied on my Nether Star setup for so long. And I've kind of put it off, like power. And power is definitely going to be a thing that we're going to need. Especially once we get into RF tools. Like there's no way my current setup will be able to support RF tools. It's just like the beginning of the pack. You know, it was really techy, but... You know, it's kind of on the low end. We don't have any, like, super RF consumers except, like, imaginary time blocks. And then, which you want to use those sparingly anyways. And then the whole, like, mid part of the pack is all, like, so much magic. So you're like, oh, well, I'll just forget about power for a while. And now we're about to hit RF tools and Draconic Evolution, which are power hogs. So we will definitely need to revisit all that stuff. Okay, where are we at on this? Oh, man. Yeah, still crafting lamb crystals and cores. Okay, it has been a little while since I cut. I actually died at one point because I was messing with that power system to change it over a little bit. And what is the essence that I need for this one? Imperio and Icorium. Okay. Sorry, I'm working up these things right now, so I just need 3 of those. But I was messing with the power system, and yeah, Wither 3 got me. It snuck in there and got me. I'm still wearing this armor, and I don't need to be, but I am. So anyways, I've just been crafting these up because they're really just a whole lot of tier crafting. Honestly, nothing is even remotely expensive for them. Like, this takes Gaia Spirits. We've got a bunch of those. Reduction Core, Potency Core, and then Magnesio Essence around Imbued Slate. So I've just been kind of tiering these up. And it actually doesn't take that long. Let me get this last one going real quick. And then I'll show you. I made a couple little small changes to a couple things. So I want to just take you over and show you those. Mainly the power system. Oh, upstairs. One other thing. Upstairs. I've had this running while we were kind of working on, or while I was kind of working on stuff. I added lamb crystals and draconic cores to this. So it's crafting those passively. Now, right here it's crafting lamb crystals up. I also ordered up some more of those 256s. And right here it's waiting on lamb crystals as well. I've noticed that it'll wait a while. And then all of a sudden, like, because like right now it's making the lamb crystals that are supposed to go in this slot, right? So it's dumping them into there. So the draconic cores won't craft. They'll be like, okay, I'm waiting on lamb crystals. And then once it gets to like, I don't know, around 20 or something, it'll be like, okay, craft. And it's just going to craft up like all the draconic cores. So, I mean, it's already crafted all the necromantic stones and all that stuff for it. It's just kind of waiting on lamb crystals at the moment. So, oh, look at that. 3 extreme infusion stones. And we'll go ahead and plot these out right there. So all we're missing is the 8 draconic cores. That means we're going to have this soon. It'll probably be next episode because I was editing footage while I was doing this stuff and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, this will be later. I also went ahead and finally got around to running some conduits over here. So all the octuple compressed cobblestone gets pumped out to here. I think the reason I didn't before was because I didn't set up the item conduits the first time in the filter because I was waiting for my first piece of octuple to go into here, and then I just never got around to doing the filter. So, I also added a few speed upgrades to these just to speed up the whole process, so I went ahead and bumped them up to a half stack. So, I mean, it gets pulled out, like, instantaneously. Really, it's a little bit of overkill, but these things are super cheap at this point. I mean, all this stuff, I've got tons of that, so I went ahead and added those in. And then for the power, where are we at? Okay, I got a second before it triggers. All I really did was the sequencer. I changed this to loop 3. So loop the cycle when the redstone signal is present. Continue at current step. Okay, so it's just going to loop it anytime that there's not enough power in here. It's going to loop it through, and it's going to, you know, toss more nether stars in there. And see, generally, like, it's about to kick on right now. There we go. It's going to kick on, and it's going to throw a nether star in there, and it's going to bump up the power before it even, like, you know, does anything else. So, but that's just kind of to keep it from the issue that I was having whenever we would, like, log out, and it was, like, in a weird spot with the power. The redstone wouldn't update, and a nether star wouldn't get dropped in time. I don't know where I'm going. I basically did that so that it would fix that problem more than anything. So, and that's the main stuff I've been working on. It was maybe, I don't know, I was cut for maybe like an hour or 30 minutes or something. I don't know. So, anyways, now that we've got draconic cores, let's go ahead and grab ourselves. Let me order one more charged draconium block, and we'll get that crafting up. And then let me get 16 draconic cores and our dragon heart, and that's it, really. I don't assume... Oh, actually, you know what? Because I figure we'll make our first one. Next episode, we're going to get into dragon resurrection and all that fun stuff. This quest here is done. 4 energy relays for our Wyvern energy core. So we'll go ahead and snag that. And then... Oh, they don't want us to make this yet. Huh. Well, we're going to go ahead and start with this. Anyways. Our charged draconium is done. Let's go ahead and grab those 4. Our 16 Draconic cores are dragon heart, and that should be everything. Should be all of it. And then let me go ahead and get, well, yeah, let's get a creeper. I'm not going to use the one that's down there. Okay, so let's just come out. We'll automate this later, but for right now, just a little manual setup will be fine. So we're going to set down our charged draconium, and we're going to set down our creeper trophy. I went ahead and took off my ring of magnetization, and we're going to throw down our dragon hearts, and we're going to hit that creeper trophy. It's going to bring the dragon heart up, and then what we can do, whoops, that's going to come up, and then what we need to do is throw down our 16 draconic cores, and then here in just a moment, our dragon heart's going to suck those up. There we go. And then it's going to spew magic out to the charged draconium. Should be just about to activate, I should think. There we go. Okay, so we got our first 4 awakened draconium. It's, of course, if you're not familiar with Draconic Evolution, it is for every charged draconium. Of course, you get 1 awakened draconium for every charged draconium. And for each one that you're going to make, up to 4. 4 is the maximum that you can make at once. For each one that you're going to make, it takes 4 draconic cores. So, I mean, technically, you could do 4 draconic cores, 1 charged draconium, and then a dragon heart. And you're going to get 1 awakened draconium, but that's a waste. Generally, I suggest don't do it unless you're going to do 4 at a time. So, it's kind of a waste not to do that. Okay, so what we're going to do is let's set ourselves up. Actually, I want a crafting pattern first. We're going to say that if you take 1 awakened draconium, that makes awakened draconium ingot. And we're going to go ahead and encode that. And then let me go ahead and drop this into our molecular assembler. I'm going to put it right there. That's fine. And then I want to set up a recipe here. So if we take a look at the awakened core. Actually, before we do that, let me take a look in here. Is this done? Yes, it has detected it. They're going to give us a charged draconium block once we unlock that. I think we have to go through the resurrection ritual first or something. I don't know. I don't actually know where we're supposed to go. But anyways, to make the awakened core, we get a death protection poppet and a tag lock kit. It's going to take 4 wyvern cores, a wyvern energy core, awakened draconium block, 3 awakened draconium ingots. So let me go ahead actually and order, or wait, we've got the, we've got this, we've got these, and then, oh wait, it's 1 more of these. Okay, there's that. And then that should be everything. So then if we take, let's set up a recipe here, right there. We're going to say that if you take 1 of these, 4 of these, 1 of these, and 3 of these, that's, let me grab this stuff here. Okay, so if you take all those things, and you run them through the runic altar, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1. There we go, that's going to start running, and I actually think this takes a ton of mana, doesn't it? Now that I think about it. I think we might have to upgrade mana before we really get into this stuff. Let's see. It doesn't say how much, but yeah, it says, like, look at that, full bar. It takes like a full bar of the stuff. So we're going to have to revisit Botania, I think. Like, I can craft a few of these, but I can't really automatically say, like, okay, well, make me a bunch of these things. Because it's going to be a pain. It's going to be a little bit of a pain. Oh, this is an example of one of the things that I did between episodes. Like I said, I did just quite a bit of little behind-the-scenes type stuff. Just updating some things and getting us ready for endgame. So if you take a look right here, redstone comes out, and I've just got this set to extract is active without a signal. Because, like, sometimes whenever I would order a bunch of runes, I noticed it mainly with water runes for whatever reason. That was the only rune that really ever seemed to do it. My fire runes and stuff seemed okay, and I could order like a few of them. My water runes, though, were acting up. So basically, you know, it's do not push when there's crafting items present in the chest, and then now it doesn't allow it to extract from that chest if something's crafting. Because I think what was happening is certain things were getting in there, and it was able to place them into the runic altar, or I don't know. I have no clue, but it was something. It was something to that effect. So Anyways, that thing's running. It's going to take a while for that. We are definitely going to have to revisit mana, because I want a bunch of Gaia mana spreaders all pumping into a runic altar to make this crafting, because we're about to get into stuff like, granted, we're still like miles away from the infinity ingot, but I mean, if you take a look at this thing, takes 50 full mana pools to craft. Okay, so we're going to have to revisit mana and really like push out a lot of mana from our stuff. So, oh, look at that V discount, 20% on everything. But this stuff takes, yeah, this stuff's expensive. This is like, once you finish the whole goal of the pack where you have like infinity ingots, like infinite, that's when you make this stuff. Oh man, that's taking forever to craft. That's taking a very, very long time. I don't think one mana spreader is going to cut it. Do I have, well, let's see. I'll tell you what, let's, I'm going to need this later on anyways. Go ahead and make me one of these. I need to teach you how to make Gaia mana spreaders, because we're going to need a lot of mana spreaders for like the end game of this pack. Like, that's why I said we were going to have to revisit Botania, because like this stuff is just, it's legit to make. Oh my gosh, I got to wait on all these catalysts. These things produce a lot of mana, and it's not something, hopefully after the next couple episodes, we'll get mana sorted. And because we're about to reach a point where you just need it to be like mana pool every second. Let's go. Like super crazy mana production. So I think we're going to go with Entropiniums. That's my plan. Entropiniums produce a massive amount of mana. Like about as fast as you can pump it out. So, okay, there we go. There is our very first awakened core from Draconic Evolution. So we completed that quest. So once we do, I guess, the Dragon Ritual or something, we'll knock out these two quests. And then this one is, once again, destabilized redstone over the core. We'll get it for us. So I'm not going to make that just yet, I don't think, but because this is what I'm actually after. I'm not worried about the energy core at the moment. So, all right, so those things makes awakened core. And then we'll just pop that into our, I've got a chest here. Yeah, this one right here that makes the impregnated leather. We'll just pop it into there. Which that is now filled out. I imagine we're probably still going to need more stuff. But I don't know. Honestly, like things like the infinity ingot, I doubt I'm going to worry about automating that. Just because when you reach the point where you're making infinity ingots, like you can just like shortly after that point, you just say like, drop it into like a creative source and make it. Because by that point, I mean, we're going to be long past the point where we just have everything creatively created. So, I mean, I'm not too worried about that. Like automating, once we get to that point, it's not even going to matter, but that's a long ways away though. Okay, so we got our very first awakened core. Woot. And we have enough, we could make 2 more awakened cores. I'm just going to give it time to kind of rebuild. Well, actually, I guess technically I could order one and just have it running, because it's going to take a while. The only thing is the cores. Yeah, I'm going to have to order more Wyvern cores, but yeah, that's fine. Let me go, let's see. I think it's got like a full mana pool next to it on this side. And that one's like nearly full now. So I'm ready for this setup to be gone. Very, very soon, actually. Let me just dump this into there. Dump that into there. And then I can order like an awakened core. Like I said, it's going to have to craft like Wyvern cores first up. So you can see right there, it's ordered some Wyvern cores and Wyvern energy cores. So it's crafting that stuff. But that way we'll at least have a second one. I'll probably go ahead and order a third one between episodes. Next episode, we are going to be tackling resurrecting the Ender Dragon, because we need more Dragon Hearts. And then, of course, that I'm sure that's going to complete these quests, I guess. I don't really know. Maybe we have to get the Sword of the Wyvern, which isn't terrible. We may start looking at some of that stuff next episode as well. So we might automate death if we get to it, but my priority at the moment, what I'm shooting for, which we should be able to get that knocked out by next episode. I don't know if we'll revisit mana next episode. I mean, I've got enough mana production that I think we could pull off the cores for this, if I kind of like stagger out the crafting of them a little bit. But my main priority right now is the stone. And that's because compacting all this stuff is going to take a while because it's been building up for so long. That's a lot of Magnesio. And we're going to have to compact all of that down. I'm honestly, with the cost of the Infusion Stone right now, I'm probably going to set something up so that it uses just the one stone for compacting all this stuff. I'm not for sure just yet. I've got to give it some thought. But long term, we'll probably use multiple stones and just have it compacted along the line. But for right now, one stone might be the best route for us, because once I get this first one crafted, I don't have the stamina to craft another one right this second, because it's painful to craft these things. Plus, it's going to eat through my bedrockium, which I don't want to do. I did speed that whole process up, and I noticed that a couple of those weren't even running, like the transfer nodes, because they had like cobblestone, like chiseled cobblestone in there or something somehow. I don't know how it got in there, but it had like chiseled cobblestone. So a few of those weren't even running, so it wasn't even running like at full speed this whole time. But I sped it up a little bit and I cleared those out, and yeah, now we should be back on track. So, but yeah, so next episode we'll try to get that stone. We are going to be resurrecting the Ender Dragon. We're going to be fighting him. We'll probably take a look at some of the Wyvern gear and Wyvern armor. I do know that some of that stuff, namely the Wyvern armor, does require pieces of death stuff, which we'll tackle that once we automate death. I don't know for sure if we'll craft that next episode, but this Sword of the Wyvern, we could definitely pull that off. That's easy. So we'll definitely make the Sword of the Wyvern, and that might lead into, yeah, because see, I think it's mob souls, then they want you to make the Resurrection Stone, then get this, then get this. I think it's what it is. So honestly, once we knock that out, I mean, that's pretty much all these quests. Because normally the Draconic stuff is the only swords that have a base chance to drop souls. But since we have Soul Stealer or Reaper, yeah, Reaper. Since we have Reaper on our weapons, that's how we get our souls. But yeah, so we'll tackle that stuff next episode. We'll fight the Resurrected Ender Dragon maybe a couple times. Long term, we're going to make an Ender Dragon dimension with RF tools. But for right now, we do have to resurrect him each time that we want to get a Dragon Heart. So those initial cores are kind of a pain. And we can't start the RF tool stuff until we get these. So, which I'm betting you this quest probably unlocks the RF tools section, because, like, there you go. And then Zivadeco, which I think we've already crafted Zivadeco. Under farming. Oh, no, never mind. That's the final one. Never mind. We'll craft that soon, though. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not already. Stay up to date with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. I know we didn't quite get what we were aiming for crafted today, but that's pretty much, this is how in-game's going to be. Is we're going to be like working like sometimes a couple episodes up to just crafting like one single item. And then rinse and repeat, you know. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys are looking forward to the in-game. Getting that Zivisio being crafted is going to be a huge help, because we're going to need so much Zivadeco moving forward. So, anyways, I hope to see you guys next time. Until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys then.